Hi everyone, Nate Adam here from Room Concepts Furniture Stores. Another thing that a lot of my customers get very intimidated by is buying custom dining furniture. They think that they wanted to go into the furniture store, see the right size table, the right color, the right chair, and everything be perfect. When that does happen, that's fantastic, but more often than not, things need to change because either the table that we loved was too big or too small or the wrong color, or we didn't like chairs. None of that should alarm you because it's very, very easy. What I tell all of my customers is a table is a shape, a size, and a color. The only part of the table that gives it its style is the edge of the table and the leg of the table. So what I mean by that, for example, everybody's room is going to tell them what size they want because we have a certain room size and we have an amount of people that we want to accommodate. So I'm gonna have a good idea of what my size table is that's gonna fit my space. The other decision made for me is the color. And why I say the color is because generally we try to match something in our rooms, or we just are more partial to a certain color or wood species or whatever else it may be. What I always tell my customers to make it not so daunting is find me a chair that they like. And everybody asks, why a chair? I said, a chair we buy for comfort, and that's what gives it its style. So for example, when we see this small table, we designed it a little bit more casual, a little bit more transitional, soft contemporary, with a straight corner and with a turned leg. And it's also very, very small. This table is only 3 foot wide by 4 foot long, perfect for my customers with very small areas. So to show you a very, very similar table, if we look at the table that we have right here, although it's a different size and a different color, if somebody said I need a larger table, more 42 inches wide by 60 inches long, they're able to look at this, see this, and now they know that this is the amount of people in room that they want to accommodate. But what makes this table different than that, besides the color and the size of it, is the leg. So obviously here we design it with a little bit more of a country French, rustic, old world type style leg, and the same thing with the edge of our table. So it's amazing a simple rectangle can have a very, very different look based upon the chair that we choose. And again, that chair, we really want to buy it for comfort. And if I was going to do something more old world and a little bit dressier of a chair, I don't think that I want a real modern leg on my table. And I don't want a real modern edge on my table. I want it to be more cohesive. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. And that kind of gives you a little bit of an easier way to figure out how to buy a dining table and chairs. But this way you're ensured to get exactly what you want.